the road, listen to the melody of the singing birds, and know what your children say. And days like this are not here to stay. And know such a lovely day. The sun is shining, people smile, and know it's a lovely day. Take a moment, trip away.
Whoa, yeah. Time is getting harder and harder, more and more each day. Yeah. Still I am determined that I'll never wanna change my way. Thinking about life the way it should be. You gotta hope in your eyes you will see. And all the time the way it should be. You gotta make the plan. You advance humanity. Humanity. Oh, what happened to the love that we're talking about? There's nothing but useless words coming from out of their mouths. Talking about love the way it should be. We gotta hope we will see about love the way it should be. We gotta make a we'll advance humanity. Humanity. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. What happened to the love that they are all talking about? There's nothing but useless words that are coming from out of their mouth. Talking about love the way it should be. Hoping that we will see about love the way it should be. We gotta make a point and we'll advance humanity. Humanity. Whoa. Listen, people, listen. You got the notion. Listen what I'm saying to you. You got the notion. The justice and peace. You got the notion. We're bringing in love forever and on. You got the notion. And you got the notion. You got the notion. You got the notion. Oh, get in the motion. Get in the motion. You got the notion. You got the notion. You got the notion. You got the notion.
You understand? Right? How did I achieve that? And the only way I can be the best is learn. That means when I went on the ship,
I'm going to bring Brother Akram into the ancestral voices distro.
So whenever somebody says, hey, wait a minute, I want a person for a job, call me for the job. Okay? And as I said, it's great, that you all have this opportunity here to learn. And with the world, that as the world is developing, the world needs people with vision, right? As I was telling you, I have developed an idea for students. And what people need to do is to learn how to be visionaries and leaders, right? Pay attention. How can I be? If I ask you, if I take you down the road and I start asking you questions, what did you see along the road? Or do you watch a movie? So what did you watch? Was it for entertainment? Or what was the wisdom you got from that? Always looking for what is the wisdom and the knowledge behind whatever you are doing. Okay? So that you can be the best at whatever you do. Okay? Nobody, as I said, can do it for you. Only you can do it for yourself. Right? As I said, your leader, myself and him, I had one of the biggest factories in this country. I also built boats in this country. Okay? I said to you, I have not been to university or anything, but because I have a vision and because I was determined to succeed in life, there was nothing that could stop me. I had an accident, as you can see, I hardly can walk. I had an accident, I lost one leg. This is over 20-something years ago. It doesn't stop. Many people say, well, they see me, at least now I'm struggling to walk a bit, but before I could not. I mean, many people know me for all 10, 12 years, 15 years, and they didn't know that I was a disabled person. As you see, I come in here, sit and pray? No, because I'm going to pray. Until Allah stops me, that I cannot stand up and pray, only then I will stop. You understand? You see? But always make sure that you're going to do your best. Right? Always make sure you're going to do your best. And only then Allah will help you. Right? I could have sit down and say, oh, I'm sick and this and that. No. Because if you say you're sick, if you say you're weak, then Allah will, when He knows you can do better. Okay? You understand? Yes? I could have easily do that. I could have said, look, I'm sick and I'm predicting you, isn't it? So Allah would say, okay, since you're making yourself sick, I will make you that way. You see? But if you make it that you're going to determine that you're going to do things for yourself, then I will make it. Now, as I said, I was telling your teacher that Africa, at the present, has got over 900 million Muslim people in Africa. Out of the 1.5 billion people, 900 million. In the next 50 to 75 years, it is expected that Africa will have the largest majority of people in the world. Approximately 4 billion people. 40% of the world population will be in Africa. The reason why I'm telling you this is because you are young. And why I'm telling you this is because I'm saying, what is your plans? You see, what is your plans for this development? What role are you going to play in this development? Yeah? You follow me? What role will you play in the development as Africa grows? 2.5 billion people within the next 5th continent. Right? 2.5 billion on this continent. What is going to be your faithfulness? Actually, I come from the West Indies. I was born in the West Indies. Okay? And I leave my country in 1965. I went to the UK. 7 years later, I went back to my country, and guys I went to school with were on their way to be millionaires. Right? How did they do it? They did it because they were there growing whilst the country was growing. Right? So when I came to Africa, that's what I see. I see Africa like I saw my country back in 1965, a young country developing. You can become anything you want to be in this country. You hear of people drowning, crossing the sea. Why? Because the money that they're spending there, if they take it, money is what we need for a better way. For all of us are free now. You're one of the things that make my money and how I maintain my
the same spirit that guides me. I know it's protecting you too. No need for segregation, no need for separation. For a one God created the world of it. Let's embrace and live like one big family. What we need to things will tough. Well, we have to juggle. Things will tough. Well, we have to juggle now. Keep fighting the struggle. One must work hard for what he wants and keep the juggling alive.
Welcome to the Blacknificent show here on the Galaxy of We. Greetings, my sister Sandra. Greetings, reaching out across the water.
Greetings, brother. Greetings, Blacknificent family. Greetings.
That's it. Yes.
Still across the water.
It was interesting to just have that still across the water. Yes, I could see. And if you wish to, you can join us on the Facebook Live and also on the YouTube Live on the Blacknificent Radio Show. You can join us there live right now. We also have a chat room on there as well, so you can put your messages and interact with us here live on the show. And also, you can call in on 0203-289-6504. And you can also text and WhatsApp on the same number on 079 47479 If you are calling from the outside or outside of the UK, put +44 in front of that, and you can also use those same numbers. Also, you can call by Skype as well. Right? So that is official GalaxyAfriWe.net. That is official GalaxyAfriWe.net on the Skype as well. So all those, there are avenues that are free to use, right? Or of minimum costs. Okay, so please be aware of those things that do cost a heavy. And if it does, just send a message and we'll see what we can do to contact you. All right. Greetings, my sister. I was able to get through the mission earlier by using my powers of intention.
And that's the thing. Have we set the intention? Because if you've not set the intention and you find yourself wherever, then you've got you can't complain. It takes away your ability to complain. So setting the intention is a beautiful thing. We have a caller, so let's introduce our caller.
Yeah, already. I don't know what. I think he left his key out somewhere and he forget right there. I'll get in there first. Grand Risings, my brother. Grand Risings.
Our brother from Gambia, Ghana.
Head to pool, big man.
Mahat. Otep.
Head to pool, brother. How you doing?
Naga Super
Nana what?
Naga Super say.
I don't know that one.
Well, they just screwed me. You know me.
Greetings in wallet. You should be fluent now. That's the amount of time that you are chat to police out there.
You know what, right? I'm just gonna you know what, I just want to ask your permission if I can just, because I'm having a power issue, so I'm
okay then.
gonna ask your permission. if I could just listen in the mute.
Okay, then that's no problem. That's no problem.
Yes,
No
but
problem.
you see, you see what you say with them. Listen, there's a case going on. Anyway, can I go into this? First of all, I'm sorry. I have to rise up today. I'm great. My empress in Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Greetings, brother.
Jamaica.
Glad that you're able to join us.
You
Set
should come and join us on. You should come and join us on the Facebook or the YouTube. You can watch us live on there. You know.
Yeah, you know what, right? You know what, my brother. You deserve a whole TV state. I mean,
It's coming. It's coming.
it is right. I mean, the system. If you can't get your stuff out of a storage, and then people teeth at it, I mean, you can't even get going, my brother. But anyway, rise up to my great empress in Jamaica. Yes, give thanks for taking my call, my big brother. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to say that. What was I going to say again? I forget what I said now.
All right, then. Listen.
Yes, I'm going to put on mute and come back.
Yeah. Yes, I was about to say that. Stay on the line, right? And just put it on mute, and when you're ready, you come. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I'm gonna put you on loudspeaker. Like so, everything.
So I could talk to the neighbor them.
Yeah. Because they're too wicked and bad mind.
No.
Wicked.
Don't be like that.
Okay.
Listen. You know how the hustling go. You know the hustling goes. Come on now. You know the hustling go. Right, my sister. I'm back with you now. Come.
No, you were saying in terms of setting the intention.
Yeah.
And it's when we set the intention that what we're aiming for, we've got a greater opportunity of it happening, not falling in our lap because we've done the work. Set the intentions. And I know that just in terms of using that language, I was listening to something, and you sent me something in terms of the planets being aligned.
Exactly.
On Saturday, in terms of, and I listened to something last Strong Saturday, and talking about setting intentions in relation to moving forward and going forward.
Exactly.
And sometimes we pray for miracles, and you think how, but at some point there's a spark of thought from an intentions point of view. But why do it by osmosis? Why not do it intentionally?
Yeah, exactly. Recognize your powers and then put them into motion.
Yes. That power is there for us. That power is to be used by us. Sometimes what we end up doing is we use it. We don't realize the strength that we have at our fingertips.
Let me share with you something. Right. As I shared to you, I went to do some appointments today, right? So I got through the appointments, and then I'm in the reception area, right? So I'm putting myself together, putting on my coat and scarf and hat and everything like we do in England. Anyhow, so I'm putting on my things, right? And I see 3 people, and they just stare. They're not just looking; they're staring at me, right? And I'm thinking, why are these people staring at me? It's like this, and then I realize, you know what it is? It's because I'm in that frame of attraction.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Because like in my meditation, this rising here, it was just allow the spirit to flow directly through me, so that I have a beautiful seamless day. Yeah. So that was the intention that I put out this rising. Okay. As I did that, I smiled at each one of them, right? And as I'm walking out, I could hear one person say to the other, "How old is he?" like this, you know. And I thought, why is he saying that? And then as I walk, I see a glimpse of myself in the glass, and I thought, yeah, you look pretty good today, Mister Johnson. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So blessings are blessings still, Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yes, but with the planetary alignments, right? I'm hoping that there was a lot of disturbed sleep, right? Because there was a lot of energy around over the last 3, 4 nights
Yes,
and days. Yeah.
yes, yes.
So for those who are feeling this unusual autumnal
But that's that.
weathers,
Mm. Yes,
right?
That's what you covered there, right? Because you know why?
Hold on, hold on,
You know
hold on,
why?
hold on, brother. Now, hold on, brother.
Your mother
Just
said
some,
it for creamy food. That's why you creamy food. So when the missus know, when it,
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. We're missing that. We're missing that. I got you down low. So come again. Come
yeah,
again with your lyrics. Go on, go on.
yeah. What am I say? Your mother teach me for creamy food. When you creamy food, you see when the woman say when they see the food they're smooth now,
Yeah.
they say wait, this man wait, this man him have you understand him have
Time. Him
accountability.
have time. That's what it is.
But when they see when they see your food the food tough.
Yeah.
My brother, when you see you don't need no shoes.
Yeah.
Your foot tough like brick. You know see it. Sister Sandra would know.
Yeah.
You know,
Or them
she would know that any woman cream her baby. You know see it? They cream the foot, they cream the hand.
Mm. Okay then.
So
All right.
that's why it's
Look
a,
at you. Look at you. I ain't even going. I am not even testing that one there, man. I'm not even testing that one. Quite cool yourself, yeah.
inside lyrics like that.
Ah,
Yo,
all right, come, Sister Sandra. Are you playing with him today? Yeah, yeah.
Oh, speak about the energy.
Yes. Because of the interplanetary alignment now, right? And if you have been paying attention, right, there are some unusual um energies that has been emitted around the world, right? Now, just like the one planetary interaction that we know of, the moon, right? That it brings a tidal. You have a tidal experience, yes? So imagine now all of the planetaries all in one energy field, right? Concentrating on in one line. What do you think is going to happen to the planet now? Or what do you think has been happening to the planet now? Right? Right? So there's a lot of people that I feel is not, as they would say, connecting the dots on this thing, right? Because place after place has been reporting unusual weather reports, out of season um, um, weather conditions, right? Earth movements as well, right? What was the one reported this morning? Piece of the iceberg, right? Broke off, and it's twice the size of England, right? So where it's going to land, we don't know
you
yet,
know what?
but it's on its way to wherever it's going, you know.
We have
So
enough time.
and all these little things, was happening. But the thing is that a lot of people or the scientists are not sharing the information as a globalist. Yeah, but we know those of us who know and aware and are aware of what's happening and can appreciate what's happening. These things are all influential. So it's nothing unusual, right? But these are the things to be expected. also, I feel that the moods of many people will change as well. Yeah, the moods of many people will change, mainly, and more so because it is more predominant in women, and I'm not just saying that as well, right? But in line with the with women's movements and cycle, right? That it does affect it. So it may be more intensive this time round as well, right? So you have to be aware of this as well, right? As well. Yes, my sister.
When the sister said she's fasting,
Go
We've
ahead.
got Naya speaking in the background.
Oh, is he?
But we need to, Brother Naya, if you're joining us, you need to be a bit more intentional. Pause when you're joining us so we can catch what you're saying rather than just hear the echoes of what you're saying.
Okay then. All right.
So,
Go.
yeah, from a planetary point of view, so I downloaded one of those apps that allow you to look at the planet by just
Good.
and yeah, so yesterday some beautiful sights,
Mm.
and it does make you tingle when you see it, what past that I would just seen on the television or you see on one of those various social media channels.
Yeah.
I can stand there in real time
And see the alignment of the planets. Yeah.
yeah, and I can stand there in real time and just be silent and check the energy.
Mm.
And it was just beautiful, just having just in the moment and recognizing and respecting the moment. That, as you said, in terms of the breaking of the sleep and not having a clear night, or from a sleep pattern, from a dream waking, all of those, you think to yourself, okay, let me just take a note, journal, and may not have the answers straight away, but in writing it down and respecting the journal, it's something I can review at a later date.
Oh yes. And the thing is that, as I say, I think it's every 400 years or something like that when these things 440 something in the 400s. Anyhow, I forgot what it was when they were saying what the cycle was on it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yes.
But,
it's not something that comes around on a regular basis. Even though I know when I was watching, there was the element that the last time it had happened, or one of the times. The last.
You see it gonna happen and you can't do nothing about it.
And the last time it happened, they were speaking about, and I think they alluded to the fact it was COVID.
Yeah.
Something similar. It wasn't as strong. I think the last time it happened, and it was literally during the COVID. We were in the height of COVID when they told you to batten down hatches and don't go out, don't look at nobody, don't look up at the sky just in case something falls down at you, don't touch nobody just in case you are the connector that passes on this virus to 6 million other people. So we're getting all the scaremongering that discouraged us, and that was probably one of the an opportunity for men to go out and see and feel the energy, but because we were distracted purposely, we didn't get that opportunity. Many of us didn't get that opportunity to go out and view and to feel the energy and to recognize the energy for what it was, rather than the misuse that others made of it.
Yeah. I did this.
Mahat, okay.
Yes, Kingman, go on. Go ahead.
Yes, bigger brother. We must know. There's a lot of questions I wanted to ask my Empress Sister Sandra, but the first question I want to ask: would you um do you know how to look after a donkey?
What the hell is that? Yeah, yeah. Tie it to my
No,
neighbor's
because
fence.
no, because I'm thinking of buying a, but I don't know how to. I mean, it's not
For
like
what
looking after
purpose? For what purpose you
a
want
motorbike.
donkey for? For what purpose?
Well, to carry goods and stuffs.
Yeah, child. Yeah. Go ahead. It's,
No, I'm serious. I'm serious
you
because
just
I'm going to be a trike. You know the 3 wheel
yeah.
vehicle.
It's better you get one of them than to get a donkey.
For real.
Yeah.
So, but what about the fuel though? I mean,
What fuel?
which one is going to be the less?
All depends what if you live on a hill or not.
No, my brother, you're you think this is a serious thing, you know? Because the trike.
You're too easy. You're too easy, man. God. You're too
No, no. It's not joke, my brother. You know I don't come with no joke thing, you know. Even though it's joke, but it's serious. So, me have to ask Sister Sandra. I mean, because she knows about animal, you know. Animal, you know, see, I mean, the donkey, you know, them treat donkey, you know, and them beat. I have to say, listen, don't beat the donkey, you know. Me are coming like some, yo, don't beat the donkey like that. The donkey, you understand? The donkey is like
you
our
got listen.
horse. It's like a horse. But you know what, right? Some man have horse, you know. You see. So when you go from donkey, you can have horse. Even the horse is more. So all I know, you respect the horse more than the donkey.
Yeah, it's more. It's less trouble, and there's more meat on it as well when you're ready to yam that.
No, it's- no. You're taking me.
Wow, it's
No,
true.
you're taking me. Out.
You know what
No,
sausage? You know what sausage
you
you can
listen,
get out of that
bro.
ass there?
I can't take you. You're not a serious correspondent, my brother. You're not serious now. Come on, man. They find some donkey job born in that job. No, it's not even, bro. You see the chat? You see the chat? Hey, donkey. Hey, let me cut out. I'm gonna put my phone on mute, bro.
Okay. Well, I'm getting this feedback again. Okay. All right. We're back. Now. Oh dear. Yes, my sister, come down, come true. Is this Sandra? Is she there? Ah, there she is. There she is. Unmute yourself. You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, Brother Naya has an element of bringing us so far off circle that you think, okay, how did we get here?
Mm.
So it'd be interesting to see whether or not any of our Galaxy family, our Blacknificent family, have any thoughts in terms of the alignment, any experiences that they're happy to share or prepared to share that they've had over the last few strongs.
Yeah.
And just to think about, okay, so what does it mean? What does it mean for me?
Mm.
What can it for me and to me?
One of the things, like cause we're in that realigning ourselves with our life force, our life source, as such. You know? We're in that process. So therefore, we are open if we allow ourselves and be aware of the energies that are around us, right?
Mm.
Hence, that's why we can share this material. We can share this information, right? Um, we can testify to certain things that can actually happen for us personally, right?
Mm.
Hold on, hold on. That was only one of the things that's happened to me. But I will share with you in another time other things that's what's happening as well, right? But anyhow, so even with that, right? Yeah. I would even say that while they were testing, they were saying, "Oh, there doesn't appear to be any problems as well," right? So
Mm.
I think obviously I know why it's saying that as well, because
Mm.
obviously, if you're living your life in a certain balance, it's going to reflect that as well, right?
Yes. Yes.
Anyhow.
Yes.
Oh dear. Yeah, and as I've been sharing with you also before, right? Other things that just happen to just happen when they need to happen. Yes,
Mm. Mm.
right. So,
Mm.
these are actual things that do happen, right? And yeah, and that is part of what this Blacknificent thing is about, right? Really in embracing our energies, our forces, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not no hocus pocus or magic or anything like that in any way whatsoever. It's
Mm.
just learning how to balance your energies, right, and utilize them to to balance you and you in line with them as well, or with it, if you want to put it that way as well. Yeah,
So,
educational wise as well. Ah, go
so
ahead.
my thought process, and just
Go.
we are often distracted from the things that can uplift us. Um, the
Mm,
television, the
mhm,
various social media. So they all have a place and a space, and the books and the religion, they all have a place and a space. Are we being led by them, controlled by them, or are we controlling our own destiny? So when things like this
mm,
happens from a planetary or planetary point of view, an energy point of view, and bearing in mind that we are made up of energy, it gives us an
mm,
opportunity to do that reset. It gives us an opportunity to pause, as they say, get out of that matrix and
mhm,
just where we are and our alignment before we move forward. Give us
mm,
an opportunity to look around and think, okay, is this what I'm listening to or doing serving me?
mm,
Or is it taking me further away from the destination I want to go in?
mm,
Um, so it's to be mindful of some of these things. It may also be in terms of the group that we're in, whether
mm,
it's friends, family, or stranger, and you think to yourself, okay, is this person serving me?
mm,
If they're not serving me, what can I do in
mhm,
my control to find either another group? If it's a member of the families, okay, I need to either minimalize, or I just need to know that this is where they're at and just don't
mhm,
get involved. If I can't control them, I can only control my reaction to what they say. So if I know there's certain things that they do that trigger me, now to say something simple in terms of they're always late,
mhm,
they always come and they come in with a negative vibe.
mhm,
Stay there as long as you need to do. Protect yourself from I know this is going to happen. Yes, it's happened. now let me step away, rather than stand there and go toe to toe, fist to fist, and argue the indefensible, because it detracts away from your energy. It takes you away from where you need to be, want to be, or go into.
Mhm.
So yeah, so for me, it's this gives us an opportunity to press that reset button if we've not already pressed it. And it's not, as you said, hocus pocus. It is recognizing that
Mhm.
we are greater than what we appear to be, and we are greater than the sum of our individual parts. And there are energy levels out there that can help guide us.
Mhm.
And if you think about this thing called religion, that helps guide us. It depends on which direction you want to go. And some people have taken that on board and said, yes, I'm going to follow this religion. There are the social media that some of us follow, and it guides us. There's a music that guides us. But my reasoning is
Mhm.
take back some of that control,
Yeah.
some of that control, and make the decisions of where you want to go or where you choose to go. And all the other directions that you've been in, it's not to say that they were wrong for you. Maybe they were right for you at that time, and it's part of your learning, it's part of your growing.
Mhm.
But where you can, when you can, and this Saturday gives you an opportunity in terms of the alignment, gives you
Mhm.
an opportunity of just saying, you know what, let me do some cleansing.
Mhm.
Let me just do that silence and take in and appreciate the energy level and
Mhm.
source.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. There, there is two things that I want to share along with this as well, right? Um, Even as we do our meditations,
Mm,
right? The meditation obviously puts us into that trance state in some cases, right? Some of us use it as a journeying tool as well. So
mm,
we either go insular, right? That, in other words, in ourselves, or we journey outside as well,
mm,
right? And in doing things like that as well, you may find that they are in that state. When you're in that trance state, you may use another vehicle or other vehicles like prayer, right? Chanting,
mm,
oh, right? But you may find that at this time, right, you may find that the channels are so much more stronger to
mm,
enter,
mm,
easier. The pathways are easier, in
mm,
fact,
mm,
right? Mainly
mm,
because everything is operating at a higher frequency,
mm,
right? Now, if there's a change in, for instance, you just don't feel hungry,
mm,
right? Or you may feel thirsty,
mm,
right?
mm,
Listen to what your body is saying to you. Listen to the messages that are being given to you as well, right? And I do mean this in a very serious manner as well, right?
mm,
Sometimes you need to be silent in yourself, right? And also not only in the silence, right, but also you might be opening the channels for messaging,
mm, mm,
because remember, this is a change. This is a change of paradigms for the whole planet. The whole planet is going to be shifting,
mm,
right?
mm,
I don't mean by any man-made interruption. We're talking about you within yourself, in line with nature, nurture.
mm,
Yeah,
mm,
right. And if you wish to, and you can, right, align yourself with that process, and allow yourself to move with the flow of what is actually being, um, I wouldn't say manifest, but the natural development, evolution.
mm,
This is our evolution,
mm, mm, mm,
and whatever happens, that yesterday is yesterday,
mm,
past is the past.
mm,
But
mm,
what's happening now and in the future is
mm,
what's relevant.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So let's all be part of that. And I'm very glad that Brother Akram was able to send that clip for us, right? Because he's doing exactly the same, giving those young people
Mm.
was what. Let me explain to the listeners. Clip that Brother Akram was with him in a a classroom uh, situation with about 30 different students, you would say.
I would, yeah, I'd say probably even more than that. I'd probably say up to 50.
Yeah, right. Okay, and they're all there,
Mm,
right? And
mm,
they're all listening attentively.
mm,
They're all listening attentively,
mm,
right? And no, there's no playing about or anything like that, or
mm,
fidgeting or anything like that. They're all there, sitting down there, listening attentively,
mm,
right? And I
mm,
was right that even though like he was there and he was, and we've heard what he speaks about on offer, but imagine if it's the first time you're hearing this, you're
mm,
thinking, who is this person?
mm,
Boy, he's traveled the world and everything, and to a young person or to a first time listener, it is absolutely fascinating.
mm, mm,
You
mm,
understand, right? So, taking him putting himself in that position, that he's actually able to speak to so many, right? And to reach out to those youngs, and those youngs taking in that message, that would be a life lesson for them.
mm, 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 mm,
We all are obligated to do exactly the same. You are doing that yourself with the works that you are doing.
mm,
You are doing that as well, sharing your experience, right?
mm,
Showing your teaching, your knowledge as
mm,
well, right? You're
mm,
doing it as well.
mm.
I'm on the outskirts, just gathering, and sharing.
But I would say that it happens on different levels. So Brother Akram was doing it in person in Africa. I'm
Mm,
doing it in person in Jamaica. You're doing it via this medium
mm, mm,
and giving other individuals an opportunity to hear, to pick
mm,
up those nuggets, whether
mhm,
they adults listening to it loud and their youngers listening,
mm.
or the youngers listening, or the adults listening. But there's nuggets that either and or both can put into their pockets. So don't diminish the
No,
work
no,
you're
I'm
doing.
not going to diminish the work in any way whatsoever. If anything, I'm encouraging others to do exactly the same.
Mm,
Exactly the same.
mm.
Um, do you recall the question I posed to you a few days ago?
Um, yes.
Yeah? Okay, we'll come to that in a moment. I see that Brother Naya's coming back again. Brother Naya, do you have any commentary?
Yes, King. I was chatting to myself. I think the I was like talking to you, right, and I realized that the phone wasn't even. There was no communication. So
Oh,
I have to make sure that you hit me back when I'm speaking.
mm, okay then. Okay then. What would you like to share with us?
Yes, I was grateful for the reasoning. But I want to ask, especially my Empress Sister Sandra. It's quite a simple question. Because what it is just that I can see where she's coming from. I can see that she's a woman. Yeah, she's a black. Maybe she call herself a black woman. Yeah, maybe she comes from the Carrios where they come from. They come from the enslavement people. Maybe she sees herself as African, yeah, and maybe she sees herself as Jamaican, and maybe she sees whatever I'm saying. But what it is that the real it's what she might see herself as a Christian. So what I want to ask herself, right? You know, if all of us, right, when we're talking about unity, can you hear me, brother Aston?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah. So wherever we come from, some of us come from Sierra Leone, some of us come from Gambia, but some of us don't even. If you look at the history of the Gambia, what was torn up by the British and the Spanish and whoever, the colonial, what we call colonialism. What I want to ask my Empress Sandra is how you know, I mean, she can qualify. I'm sure that she sees herself as woman, black, African, and but where would she put that list first? Like, is she Christian? Is she a woman? Is she a mother? Is she a child of God or whatever? I'd like to ask her in that list, if you understand the question, where would you put yourself? What would you put yourself first? Would it be African?
So in terms of a definition, it'd be woman first. Then it would be African. Second. Then it would possibly be, rather than Christian in terms of religion and a tag to the religion, I'll just say I'm a creative, compassionate, spiritual being.
What size? What is the size of your married finger? Is it a pinky finger? What you want, diamond or you want gold or what? Wow, yo, my sister. Yeah, you see them sister. You a goddamn sister, you know, my brother. You need to guard them, man. Them sisters. You need to guard them. This is just like queens. My queen. Yes, sir. Give thanks, my brother. Yeah, but what about you, my king, my brother? How would you see yourself? Because it's from a man's point of view, it's very difficult, you know.
Why?
Because we're supposed to be we're supposed to be the provider. We're supposed to be protector. Yeah. But when a man, so I would like to see the same answer from my brother.
Right now, I'm happy to be called a diasporian. Right?
That's I didn't expect that one there, bro.
No, I'll explain why.
Come on.
Right. No matter where I go in this world, even in the African continent, right, I'm always seen as a person of nomad, right? So don't therefore,
wow,
right? No matter where you go in the world, right, we are all disenfranchised from the continent, right? Via wherever we're
that's deep,
born in on all them things there, right?
bro.
And to reestablish ourselves, I think that we are just going to be a vehicle of reconnectivity, right? And we operate in a completely different way to what a nationalist would do, right? So even to say, oh, you know, I could go and live in Africa and everything. Yes, I could, but I'm going to tell you now how my thinking and my base of thinking is not going to be the same as an African. Yeah.
So your title is diaspora. I know the word because we're speaking English, but I understand what you mean. It's like and when you said nomadic,
yes, right.
It's like, but I feel it what you're saying, my brother.
Yeah.
But we need to put but in this world, we're not, you know, we're not on the mountain, my brother.
Yeah, but
come on, man. You're living in UK. We're living in Gambia. We're living in with amongst these.
Listen. I could go to Gambia, I could go buy a house and everything like that. I could employ 1,000 people, right? And they will still call me an Englishman, right? I could go to Jamaica, they will still call me an Englishman. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
so
But I don't. I know
what
when
do you
I'm in
think about?
England.
Oh, can I? Sorry. You know Marcus Garvey, right? What did you think about the pardon? They pardoned Marcus because both of you are
Too late.
Jamaican
Too late.
heritage.
Too late. The man's gone a long time ago. It's too late. It's too late. Right.
I thought it was an absolute liberty. I think it was actually taking it. These people are taking it. You know what? They're just taking it. It's taking the piss out of us, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's too late. Too little, too late. And it shouldn't have been him. It should have been Barack Obama. But then again, that is not his way of thinking because he would have released the Black Panthers.
Listen, bro.
And he never
Listen.
did.
Forget about Barack. Listen. Just take the skin color out of Barack Obama, man. Come on.
No. But
These people that because they got a little bit of pig melanin. Listen, this is not about black and white. Black and white. Baba Renaud Karashidi told us this invention was just like it's just the other day this racism thing, right? I was just on the Facebook and before Rome, before Greece, before Egypt, before all of them, right? There was okay, you can go to the pre-dynastic, yeah, and we're talking about the Isles of what the modern day is Sudan. There was no form of racism. They didn't know about that stuff. This stuff, this religion stuff, is a modern day invention of nonsense. So
you see what you're saying there, brother? You see what you're saying right there, sir? It's very, very true. But who does it affect more? Is it not the ones who are living in that system or their system? The people who live
yes, of
under that
course, and
Western
this is what I'm trying to
system.
say. So that is
We're the
why
only ones who's
you are
talking about
doing
it.
the brainwashing thing, you know. But
Yeah, we're the
you
only
here in
ones who's
Africa,
affected
you
by
could
it.
be what is dominating it is the religion, because if you go to if you ask the government, right, if you ask the normal people, oh, the man killed. There's a case here in the Gambia, right, where a man killed 2 police officers, right. Normally we say, "Where's the gun? Where's the? Where's the?" The thing is, it's just a nonsense. Yeah, they just catch up a man and they frame the man. Yeah, and and it's the same. I mean, what is the matter of our people? Why do we hate each other like this? Instead of getting the real culprit, yeah, who is the wickedness? Yeah, look at this now, right? There's a Thomas Sakara, this man there, right? This white man, right? They admitted that they put the man in acid, burn him and chop it. And what they said, right? They said the hardest thing was to chop up his body and with the crane. I mean, and we're it's like and then the only thing they have is his teeth. This is one of our and see, I cannot live in that society, my brother, where there's no justice. Where my own people, when you come to hang up these people and chop them, they say no. Oh, let's talk to the people. Nah, listen, my brother, I'd rather go to the mountain, my brother.
All right, let's balance it back. Let's balance it back into what me and Sister Sandra are dealing with here right now. Right? Okay, we're talking about empowerment of ourselves right now. All right then. All right then. Right, let me just take all the time now. Right, Sister Sandra.
Yes, Brother Aston.
I was going I was going to bring in the point of discussion that I want to what I would like us to go and explore into this afternoon. How do I start it? Okay then, let me start. Let me start this one. I'm participating in a course at this time, right? It's Landmark Education, or Landmark Worldwide now. It's called Landmark Worldwide now, right? And in me doing this course, I can see so many benefits that could be very, very useful to so many of our people, right? And I'm not talking about just like economically or anything like that. I'm talking in general, right?
Mm,
To empower our community, to make it be more stable in its own way, right? To make some projects out there that would be absolutely effective as
mm,
well. And this is how I see how the benefits of what this course could do.
mm,
Now, when I say to somebody, "Oh, why you come along and check out the course and everything like that." Oh no, who's doing this and like who's leading it? Um, um, where does it come from and all this type of thing? And I think to myself, well, if you're asking all these questions about something that I'm offering you, right, and to think now, if I'm offering it to you, I'm going to be thinking, how is it going to be fitting to the black community, the African community,
mm,
right? So there's a lot of questions that they're probably asking me that I've asked already,
mm,
right?
mm,
I've gone through a few of the courses with this organization,
mm,
and in all of them, they have been very beneficial to
mm,
me.
mm.
But are they conflict with what I feel that I would say would bring me to contention? No, no, I don't think that they would, right? And even when they were questioned from other sides, like for instance, other faith people,
Mm,
other psychological people,
mm,
other religious organizations as well,
mm,
right? All those questions have been totally refuted, right?
mm.
So that is just one course, right? You offer a series of teaching courses as well, right? I'm sure that you probably get asked some questions as well. Would that not be so?
That would be so, yes.
Right. So in that way, there, you be upfront and say, "Oh, it's based around,
Mm,
certain
mm,
forms of teaching,
mm,
right? Base of teaching.
mm,
It's not like you're going to be deceptive with anything. You just tell them, yes, it's based around a certain types of teaching.
mm,
There's going to be elements of this in there and everything else. Like some of the courses I do has a base of like hypnotherapy
mm,
within, right?
mm,
And um, and psychotherapy as well.
mm.
So how does any how if you are going to be thinking of 20 different reasons why not, come with something why you can, huh? Yeah. So in our in our thinking, because there's a few West WhatsApp groups that I'm in.
Mm,
I I posed the question, the same question that I've posed to you. I've posed to them as well, right? And I've stated, I think it, if I'm correct. Have you got it there in front of you?
I have
Oh, could you just read it out? What my posting was on there, please.
the inactivity, a lack of African Caribbean support
Mm,
when it comes to business and educational development. Why does it not motivate our community to progress as a collective?
hmm Yeah. See, and I think to myself, why is it that we're not the ones who's developing that when it's necessary for us, right? But yet, if I look for a source that is going to teach me these things, there's going to be 20 questions of why are you using that one? Yeah. Couldn't you find anything else? No, I couldn't find anything what was going to be appropriate for what I need, you know?
So, if we're looking at the learnings and the teachings that's out there. So if I think back in terms of Dr. Les Henry, history studies, doing the education and the teaching, I think to myself, at the time, it was where I was at.
Exactly.
The gravitated to them, heard what they had to say, and took it one stage further. As I have grown, there are other teachings I'm listening to, have listened to. When you're having a conversation with somebody, depending on where they're at, and we may make an assumption to say they're ready for this level of teaching. They may not necessarily be ready. So if I think about it from a educational point of view, and there's at certain ages you learn certain things. You'll start with the alphabet. You start in Jamaica, they start writing with a pencil before they give the children an opportunity to write with a pen, so they can do the practicing, they can do the rubbing out, yada yada. So it's, where are those individuals is one question. So they may not be ready, or they may not be able to appreciate the information. But that said, there will still be those who are ready and do appreciate it. So the question is, how do you then approach them? So are you going to approach them in terms of, I've seen this is good for me, so I would like to share it with you? Or are you going to approach them with a little bit more in a different way, whereby you start thinking about, okay, am I approaching enough people? Because there are people out there who do need the information and would love the information. And the other question is, how much information do you give? So I know I was having that conversation or listening to that conversation recently. Well, depending on, if you give too much information, effectively, it's almost like someone's going to the movies. You've told them what the script is. You've told them what it's not just a trailer that they're picking up on, which is why they want to go to the movies. You've given them the full blow-by-blow description, even the various punchlines and the ending. So at that point, they figure I don't need it, even though they do need it. But they're going to say they don't need it. Fair play. So it's just, how do we then engage? And it may be a case of trying a different way of doing it. I don't want to use the word trying. Approaching it in a different way, rather than and thinking about what you say, in so much as, if they're not ready for it now, then okay, so be it. I will speak to someone else, because it becomes a numbers game. And if you think about the course in the first instance, the question is, why now? Why you? Because they've been going around for at least 20, 30 years. So why now? What do they say to you now that encourage you to sit down and listen to this first lesson, which is now why you thought, okay, that one works, the next one works, the next one's working. I want to share this with more people. And part of that is around, and it's around the marketing. Part of it is around, how do we sell it to others? Part of it is around, when others see that you're doing something, they would then say, okay, so what, I want to know what your secret sauce is. So share with me the ingredients. So then they will come along and they say, okay, yeah, I see in you, I can see the change in you. So they want to come and find or experience the change for themselves. So there's a number of reasons and rationale as to why an individual won't. So the question is, why does it not motivate our community to progress as a collective? I don't know, and hand on heart, if we all done the program, I don't know. I wouldn't say that we'd all then be thinking the same way, because we all approach the program with a different level of understanding.
You take exactly what point you require from it, right? and that is the basis of what this the program that I'm participating in now. It's an individual. It starts as an individual um, individual assessment.
Which is where is the appropriate place to start.
Yeah,
Let me
right.
use language.
And then you learn the skills of how you can utilize the teaching aids from there,
Mm,
right,
mm,
to actually balance out your life,
mm,
right,
mm,
and to empower you to do different levels of engagement, independence as well,
mm,
right, project management and things like this as well.
mm,
Okay,
mm,
but at the same time, I'm thinking, why is it that so many of us we're crying out for guidance, we're crying out for leaders, we're crying out for um, something to help us to get to a better level of living for ourselves, right?
mm,
And then somebody comes along like me, right, and offers you something, or even yourself.
mm,
Yeah, you'll get 99% of the people just say no.
mm.
Why?
There's a couple of things that I would anticipate.
Mm,
Sometimes people don't like change. So even though we're crying for change, we don't like change. We still like to be in the rut that we're in. Les
mm,
Brown talks about that in terms of an example of
mm,
a dog sitting on a nail, crying and whining over
mm,
5 days, and then the man going up to the woman and saying, "But why don't you do something? Help the dog."
mm,
She says, "But he's comfortable. He may be crying, but you're comfortable in that discomfort."
mhm,
So it may be on that score.
mm,
We ask for leaders,
mm,
and we are all individual leaders. So
mm,
people are watching us most times, exactly as you said, those individuals were watching you as you were leaving
mm.
Iran, and you could imagine what they were saying, or you heard what they were saying.
Yeah.
So even though we are looking for leaders, we're not looking for leaders because as a leader, as an individual, we don't want to stand in our own power. We
Mm,
don't to do, some of us choose not to do the work
mm,
and say, okay, well, if it's the leader, then I don't have to. So we divorce ourselves, or we give ourselves some grace to say, okay, well,
mm,
it's Brother Aston who's the leader. So I'm a follower. I just have to watch what he's doing. When in fact, you're leading as a diasporan. I am in terms of where I am.
yeah.
The brother's leading in terms of where he's at.
Mm,
So we all take it from different branches. As we look at any tree
mm,
has many branches.
mm,
It has many rings around the trunk. So depending on where you cut it, you can work out how old it is. But my thought process is that there are individuals who are frightened of making that step for whatever reason, or they choose not to make that step because they don't like the change.
mm,
So again, you then think, how do I then approach those individuals? Because the course that you're on,
mm,
as much as it's useful for them as individuals, they're not ready for it yet.
mm, mm.
So you can love them from a distance
Yeah.
and say, okay, I need to then work with those who are ready. So you
Mm,
keep having those conversations
yeah. Yeah.
and not accept the fact that, again, I was listening to something yesterday, and I didn't listen to all of it because I wasn't meant to be there. But you sneak into a room and you catch a bit and you think, as a mark of respect, let me just step away. But one of the things that they said, which I've heard before, is that we teach our children not to speak to strangers, which is right. But also then it's wrong because then we don't speak to enough people.
Mm,
And see every stranger not as a stranger danger, but see as a stranger as a friend we're waiting to engage with.
mm,
it then means then that if they say no, then you just keep it moving. You don't get hung up on the fact that they said no, and you don't necessarily go back to them six times or 7 times, because I've heard that theory that you need to speak to someone 6 or 7 times before they that you get hung up on that.
Yeah. They weigh them down.
No,
Elliot, yeah. I've
no,
got a caller here. Yes, greetings, caller. Greetings, caller.
greetings, caller.
9976. No. Okay. All right. It's not answering. It's not answering.
Yes. So for me, it's a case of continue to have those conversations, and as you continue to grow, you will. Others may or may not follow you, but it's not about following you, it's them growing for themselves. So others will see your growth and will want to get involved, and at that point they're in the right headspace in order for that growth. As a community, we and society does it, and we know that society does it. It gives us so many different distractions, and just when we think that we've got our cup full of distractions, there's another form of media that's out there that's taking us away from where we need to go in order to grow as individuals. And as we grow as an individual, we can grow as a collective.
This one of the things that I've it can seem very frustrating as well. Right? I mean, like I know when you're in town, you go to many seminars and many events as well. I know that we go to a lot of these things, and it seems like it's the same people we're bumping into, same brothers and sisters that we're bumping into continuously, especially like if we're like in one area all the time. Okay, let me just see if I can catch this now. So I just got this call. Greetings, caller.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah, my phone was messing around. It's just a technical report.
Yes, King.
So about say 20, 25 minutes back, your voice level dropped really low. So that now Sam's voice is 3 times louder than yours. Yes, sir.
Okay then. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's my
Diary.
it's me
Okay.
it's me on these slides here in the you know how this goes.
Shout it out.
All right, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much for the feedback.
Okay then.
Bless up, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay, then, Sister Sandra. Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying that when we often go to events or seminars, we'll see the same faces.
And after a while, you think, okay, then we've heard this before and everything else, and whatever. There are things that are missing in our community and for our community development. And that is to have those future plans, purposeful projects, right? For instance, Auntie Jean, she was looking at getting a community center, right, for the community, right? For whatever reason, blah blah, whatever, they, places or premises that were promised to her and everything, they fell through or whatever in one way or another, right? But we shouldn't give up.
No.
We shouldn't give up because there was a series of books I was reading just the other day, and it was Carter G. Woodson.
Okay.
Woodson. Anyhow, and and he was talking about the Tuskegee, not Tuskegee. What's the university again? I forgot the name of the university now. I forgot the name of the university. And yeah, he was looking at starting the school and everything else. And what it started as a farm, a barn. The school that he started from was an actual barn, right? And they were making furniture to actually pay to keep the place warm and to feed themselves. The students were doing this, right? So it was like a self-sustaining school and business and an education center,
Mm,
right? And that
mm,
was where they started from.
mm,
You know what I mean? And
mm,
like even when it came to like them paying like their rent for their lease and things like this, that there was times when they didn't have the money and they were relying on donations.
mm,
Literally, they were relying on donations. They used to go traveling to try and get funding so that they could maintain and sustain their schools,
mm,
right?
mm,
And like, even though that when you read things like that, you think, wow, this is the type of thing they had to do back then. There's no different nowadays.
no, 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 no difference.
No different nowadays, right? We have to do exactly the same,
Mm, mm,
right? The
mm,
only thing is that I think that we're a bit softer, if anything, right?
mm,
Sense of that we are expecting like government handout.
mm,
They
mm,
didn't have any government handout. It literally was the people, the locals, and everything else who actually put their hand in their pocket and
mm,
give them what they could.
mm,
It's not a case of, oh yeah, you can go and get a government grant and things like that. That should be the furthest from our mind.
mm,
If we're to be an independent educational organization or to have our own universities, to have our curriculum, our personal curriculum in there,
mm,
then why are we looking for anybody else to be part of that or part of the development and maintenance of it?
mm. I smile because you mentioned Auntie Jean and the cultural centre, and it just reminds me of Black History Studies and Charmaine and Mark Simpson, who have also, over the years, they've said that they're looking for a building. So they've been granted a space for 6 months.
Mm,
That's
mm,
not the first space they've been granted. They've had other spaces.
mm,
It's not something that they don't give up on
mm,
in terms of, and they're keen not to have a space that, because one of the spaces they turned down was because of the various strings that would have been attached to it, and
yeah.
they're keen not to get a space just to get in a space and then having to play someone else's tune, having to manage it and or use it and or share it
Mm,
based on what others dictate. It's not easy. And have our struggles changed?
mm,
Again, I would say our struggles haven't changed, and I agree with you that struggles haven't changed. But it does not necessarily mean then that we fold our arms and give up and say, I'm not going to be bothered, because part of my mission, part of my purpose is to come down and be part of that struggle and
mhm,
assist, help others to think about things in a different way,
mhm.
make changes, or appreciate things in a different way.
Yeah.
Um, but we're coming to the top of the hour.
No,
All right. Okay.
no, no.
Okay.
We've
Go.
got another hour and six.
Okay.
Hour
Do
six.
you want to put the telephone number at the bottom of and say it out again, please?
Right. The contact number is 0203 289 6504. Right? That's for our contact number there. Right? Text line, right, is 079 47479 219. Outside of the UK, please put a +44, leave off the zero on both of those numbers. That would be +44 203 289 6504, right? And also on the text line, it will be +44 79 47479 219. Also, if you want to contact us on the line, on the live line here in the studio, right, you can also get us on the Skype, which is officialgalaxyfwe.net, right? And also, you can WhatsApp on that same text line on 079 47479 219. Okay? Are you back with us now, Sister Sandra?
Yep, I am. And so it does come back, because that is coming up to that hour of a lot more noise from my neighbours from a work point of view.
No.
Yeah. Well, they've been around for a long time, but now they've been joined by others who seem very intent on getting their message across. So was it
Say that Jamaicans are hard ears anyhow, so
what they do say from a I was gonna ask one of the drivers, because I don't often get in cars where the boot becomes a
seat.
No, it becomes a sound system.
Oh, okay.
In its full, it becomes a speaker box. The boot is the speaker box. So regardless of the size of the car, they just build a speaker box to fit the size of the boot. So I was going to ask him. Why does he play? Why does he drive with the music so loud? He wasn't on that occasion, but why does he choose to do it? Why did he put a speaker? But I'll get another opportunity to ask him that question. But going back to the question from a community point of view, and why does it not motivate our community to progress as a collective? So again, I'll share a conversation I was having with a driver. So jumped in the vehicle, and then we drove down a bit more. There was a young lady speaking to a young man sitting on the wall. He asked whether or not she was ready to go down. She said yes. Now I was then going to thinking about, I want to have a conversation with her, because I can see where that communication and conversation is going. But then as we're driving, we've passed some more young men sitting down there. It doesn't happen to be young men. And they were doing what many young men in many communities up and down Jamaica do. Smoking, liming. And he just got angry. And his response was, why is it there was these young men just sitting down there on roadside, smoking and bleaching in equal measures and doing nothing? His experience, he said, when he was younger, he was doing that as well. But his uncle gave him like 6 months, almost as if to say, okay, I'm going to give you 6 months worth of play, but if I don't see you doing anything different after that, then me and he's going to have a conversation. So his uncle pull him up. Said, yo, you can't be sitting down on street corner as a young man all you're just doing is smoking, and all you're doing is smoking, and he wasn't bleaching, but all you're just doing is sitting down there and smoking. You got to learn a trade.
Mm.
So his uncle said, okay, not today, not this weekend, but Monday morning, you're coming with me on the trade. And I'm not accepting any excuses.
Mm.
This is the time I'm coming for you, and this is what we're gonna do. And he turned to his uncle and he said to his uncle, why don't we go tomorrow? His uncle says, well, you're not going to get paid if we go tomorrow. He said, don't worry, I still want to go. So his uncle almost asked him, why do you want to go tomorrow when you're not going to get paid? He goes, I'm going to get some experience.
Mm.
And he went. He later learned mechanics, again in the right space at the right time, and learned some mechanics. Done that for 3 years in this town, done it for 3 years in Kingston. But the moral for that story was his uncle saw that he would have turned out like those young men to sit bleaching and liming. When you do it from when you're young, when you're at that age, and there's things you can be doing. So this comes back to, from a community point of view, from an elder's point of view, someone who's been there, done that, continue to speak. The people that you're speaking to are those who have been conditioned, wrongly or rightly, to sit on that hill and whine and complain, but don't really want to do anything about it. So speak to the younger people. Just Brother Akram was doing. Speaking to the younger people who we can still reach. You can reach the elders, but they've got a lot of cement to chip away. Whereas younger people have an opportunity to. They've got more life experience and less life experience. And I say more because they're grown up with social media, so they're exposed to a lot more than we had at that age. But they have less life experience because they've not lived it, or they're just living it vicariously through someone else's eyes. To have the conversations with the young people, the next generation. As we already know, show me a child at the age of 7 and I'll show you the man. Unless you're in that education system, you're not catching them then. But if you're catching them when they're in their teens, late teens, early 20s, as we know, young men will take slightly longer than young women to understand their direction in life.
In general. That is just in general, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You have the conversations with that generation earlier.
And obviously we all rise, we all grow in different ways and different times, and obviously circumstances as well, right? Because it's not as rightly said. It doesn't. Each place is different. Each area is different. Because I've been amazed sometimes when I just go to certain places and why. I have to just keep on my mouth when I see how some of these youngs are operating, because they have so much business mind and business ounce that I think, Lord, they outshine me to Rockstar. When they want to sell something and all them things there, because like we've been there, like when we're in Egypt, right? And you get some youth who want to come and sell you something. Yeah, right. And like he's there, and he'll follow you right down to the bottom of the street to Rockstone before he'll say, "All right, then maybe you're not interested." Yeah.
But then his life experience is that the next person that comes, he'll do exactly the same thing, and the next person that comes, he'll do exactly the same thing. Whereas we get timid, so we'll invite someone somewhere, and then they say no, and then we take it to heart. But that was the wrong person at that time. The next person is the person to speak to.
Mm.
Like I said, Brother Akra, I'm sitting down there amongst a group of young people taking the opportunity just to share his knowledge, his experience, so that they can see. And the beauty about that, they could see that he was in a wheelchair, is in a wheelchair, but that's not stopped him from achieving and doing what he's doing and has done. Some of the decisions he's made as a young man, he shared some of those decisions with them. So why he made some of those decisions, what he noted, what he saw. And do we have those conversations often enough with the young people? In the education system in the UK, it may not be as easy to walk into a classroom and say, you want to share. But this is where us having our own community spaces means that we can do that. This is where we can get involved in terms of the Saturday schools. It's a religious one, then you may choose not to, but there are other Saturday schools that you may want to say, let me get involved. So
even if it has that religious element in there, sometimes I'm gonna put it out there. Right? Sometimes, right, it is good to know what the other side of the fence is doing. Right? Not that you're gonna immerse yourself in it, right? But even to just hear what Wagwan. Yeah? Mainly because when we come to having any discourse, right, or we have any form of like I wouldn't even say disagreement, that you may have something of conflict in here, right, but not necessarily a disagreement, but it's that way. But if you are in the understanding of others' views, right, others' temperament, right, ethos, then it may smooth the way how you present yourself into that arena of discourse, right? And you may to come to a solution because you are in the understanding of how and what those others are looking for their requirements. And is it going to be in conflict with you? It probably will be, but you can find a neutral ground somewhere. Right? Unlike a lot of the warring nations over there, my way or the highway, right? Why? Why? We are all different people. We all live on this planet called Earth. Yeah. Right. Not one. And within those within those places of the, oh, I'm an African, oh, I'm an American, and you all have individuals within there anyway, right? So, it's everywhere. We are unique. We are totally unique, right?
Yeah.
So the advantage, as I want to say, is the advantage of it all is that we get into the powerful place of our stance, right? Our foundation, or your as an individual foundation, and present that, yeah, above all.
And sometimes for myself, I don't recognize or in the past I hadn't appreciated the fact that I am nature's greatest miracle. And
I was about to pull your back foot out.
that's what I said in the past. That's why I recognize that there is a uniqueness in relation to who I am, how I speak, etc., etc., my hair, my smile, my looks, whatever. And as much as individuals may go to a doctor in order to get themselves to look like somebody else or whatever. They are, and we are all unique in our creation. The question is, how do we act? Have we set any intention? Because we came here with an intention. Have we set that intention? So whether it be, if we're thinking about as a community and as a collective and as a rising up, are we having that conversation? So I would say for you, intention is this platform is an intention to achieve a voice that thousands, hundreds and thousands can hear, that will help them to potentially make different decisions, or to have a different outlook or framework.
Exactly. This is what is important, right? This is part of that process, or that directive of know thyself, right? Because and it's not super knowledge or anything like that. Being in control of yourself, even as a young person, and more so as a mature person as well, because there are some who are unfortunately are allowing themselves to not they're not allowing themselves to be in control of themselves, and that's why they're aging prematurely. Yeah. They said, well, I'm too old for that now, so therefore no. Right? And in effect, just because the system has given up on you doesn't mean you give up on yourself.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. Again, that's one of the things that I think, from a shiny object, the system will often put boundaries in terms of someone of this age looks like this, someone of this age can do this, someone who has this diet looks like this. So we have labels which sometimes we may pick up and say, okay, I'm going to run with that. That label doesn't have to apply to you. That label and that lifestyle doesn't have to apply to you, and you can make a change. The question is, do you set the intention in order to make that change, or do you just go along with the flow, go along to get along, or do you make a conscious decision? So I would like to say that we, as a Blacknificent family, we make a conscious decision. So we're coming up to that hour where people and things are moving around a lot more this side of town. So you will hear the noise, which is a beautiful thing as of itself, in of itself. So you're muted.
I'm talking away and the slide is down.
You're doing the same thing as the brother earlier on, having a conversation to himself, but not necessarily recognizing that he wasn't being heard.
Yeah.
What were you saying to yourself? Please share.
I'm just saying that everybody's passing by now. Them hear about you now. No, them passing now, making themselves seen. They're making themselves seen.
Yes, yes,
Mm,
definitely. But it's a beautiful day rising here. Sun shining. It looks like it's going to be a hot, clear day if I go by the weather forecast on the telephone.
mm,
But yeah, as a collective, as a community, and that's one of the things, the work and the support and the service that I'm giving in relation to Moortown is to get that community and to work within the community to see if there can be changes from a thought process, from a mentality process, from a let's do things not necessarily for this current generation, but let's do it for the next generation. So let's want to help and support in terms of planting those seeds for the children's children, not only just for those who are up and about at this present moment in time.
yeah. And this is the thing, is that even as we're moving through, right, we have to be aware that we're not doing it just for ourselves, we're doing it for others as well.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong, we like a comfortable life. There's nothing wrong with earning a living, and making yourself comfortable. There's nothing with that. But at the same time, is it going to serve others as well? Serve others.
Well, to be fair, none of us, as I say, as I've heard them say, one hand can't clap. So it makes it almost a challenging, if not an impossible task, if you think, okay, I'm going to do this because I'm going to live on an island and it's just going to be me self-sufficient. There are things, there's conversations, there's work, there's food, there's things that you need to do, can do, that will do things, support others. So yeah, we can't do this thing on our own, is my humble understanding. So being here for a purpose means it's almost like a jigsaw. We all work together collectively from a community point of view, and we build up the community. Education is one way of doing it. Providing or allowing those with the education prowess to shine in the many ways that they can.
Absolutely. Talk about education. I think our book on self-preservation needs to be drawn up. Yeah. Yeah. Our book on self-preservation needs to be drawn up. Rules and definitive actions that needs to be taken by everybody. Yeah.
So my question is, has that book not already been written? Because we've got chapters within it, within Marcus Garvey and or other great leaders who have provided elements of that roadmap.
I'm going to tell you this now, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again.
Say,
because others may disagree.
say.
That was then, this is now.
So that's where I possibly would say being mindful of the then helps you with the now.
Yeah. Yeah, because they did what they needed to do then. What are we doing now?
Yeah. So it does bring us up to what are we doing now? What
Right?
can we do now? Because we recognize then that we can all get on that pity party and say, oh, well, they
Yeah.
gave us that as a roadmap and we didn't do, and this is where we are, and we lament and cry and wail and bawl and etc. But
Right.
what can we do with the knowledge and the information
That's
and
right.
with that overstanding that they shared with us? What can we do now to move forward?
Mhm.
Bearing in mind, we can only control the now, this moment in time. We can't control yesterday because that's already gone, and we can't control tomorrow because it never comes. But if we set our intention, we can control the now. And it's planting those seeds, because what you think about grows, what you forget diminishes. The question is, do you want to just give up, call it a day, jump into a spiritual box rather than the actual box?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Right. What one of the things, right? Right. Okay then. This is my thing now. Self motivated as they were,
mm,
right?
mm,
All our icons and our scholars back in the day,
mm,
they were self motivated in so many ways,
mm,
right?
mm,
Self motivated to learn to read,
mm,
self motivated to go and get a higher education, self motivated to make changes in their community, put their lives on the line
mm,
in some cases, right? And in a lot of cases, lost their life as well.
mm,
Self motivation,
mm,
right?
mm,
We have everything to our fingertips in the palm of our hand.
mhm,
Where's our motivation,
mm,
right?
mm,
In effect, everybody should be of doctorate level.
mm,
If they want to speak about this type of thing, they should all be at doctorate level,
mm,
right? Or in that ballpark.
mm,
We supposed to have we should be captains of industry.
mm,
We should have societies all around this planet where no matter where you are, you could be an African,
mm,
right? Why? Because there'll be a home, there'll be work. You could raise a family in peace and security,
mm,
right? That is what we should, that's where we should be,
mm,
right? But instead, what? We're still being held to ransom, right?
mm,
We're still being arrested. We're still being murdered, right? We're still being treated as less than,
mm,
right? Are we in acceptance of it? I think we are. I think we are,
mm,
right? The
mm,
only thing that happened recently was um um Floyd.
mm,
Yeah,
mm,
that's the only thing that happened recently.
mm,
And look at the resistance that they put up against that.
mm,
They put up a resistance against. Well, it wasn't so bad really that he lost his life.
mm,
If that was a black man on the neck of a white man, you think that would have gone that far?
mm, mm,
I mean,
mm,
see, so in many ways, yes, we are weak, right? Could we stand in the same shadow of those who've gone before? Very difficultly. And
mm,
I'm not saying everybody's like that. I'm not saying that at all. But the
mm,
fact, let's look at what we're achieving right now. What have we achieved? What have we accomplished right
mm,
now?
mm,
You know what I mean? It's not to say that we're not trying,
mm,
but look at our accomplishment. Look at the advantages that we have now to what it was then.
mm,
Yeah? Come on now.
Mm.
We need to be aware of what stance we're taking and what needs to be taken. Yeah,
Mm. Mm.
right. This is why I say that there needs to be a new book written, guideline, right? A new black book written,
Mm. Mm.
right? As global for global as well.
Mm.
Also have our own. We're supposed to have our own international air traveling agency,
Mm.
our own travel independent agencies.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean, we're going to these different places and we're experiencing their cultures,
Mm.
right? Their hospitality. We're experiencing that.
Mm.
Where do they come and experience ours?
Mm. Mm.
So come on now, come on now. See, that's the type of thing. That's the type of thing that we're supposed to be doing, huh?
So, so this is so based on the courses which you've been doing, you're
Mm.
giving yourself an opportunity to think about how to progress, how to move the needle forward.
Hmm.
Um, what is required, and everyone may not agree that that's the requirement. Again, that's there we can have a discussion, and or there may be a challenge or a problem that we
Mm.
don't agree that we need the same thing.
Mm.
However, unless we have the conversations, we won't, whether or not we agree to disagree, but we won't move the needle forward unless we have these conversations.
Mm.
So if I agree with you, then yep, we put something in writing. If I disagree with you, then we have a discussion like adults and think, okay, what do we do? What can we do in order to make the change that we want to become?
Hello, hello, hello. We are getting ready.
Oh, no. Let me share this with you.
Go for it.
Um, oh, great, great. It's up. It's up. It's up. Um. Oh, come on. There we go.
Ready for Larry, 8 o'clock tonight. Don't forget, come, chat with Larry. What are you up to? What do you want from us as a community? And how do you see the future unfold for us having our own forum? Come, invite your people. It's not going to happen in a vacuum. It only happens when we work together. So I look forward to seeing you at 8 o'clock tonight. I will share the link. Ciao, ciao.
Right. That's just one of the persons who's involved in the event that is coming up. I'm going to give.
Mm,
I'm looking for the details of the
mm,
event that's coming up.
mm.
28th. I've got one on the I've got one on the I've got one on when is it?
In February the 8th.
Yeah, February the 8th. I've got one tomorrow from 6 o'clock
Mm.
tomorrow as well. So I'm going to give out my number in a moment as well, so you can contact me if you want to be onto this as well. All right? Can you see this one?
I can see this one. I can't read it. The print is too fine for my eyes, but
Oh, you and I in the same category. Hold on. There we go. Okay, let me do it. All right.
okay.
Landmark for performance that defies limits and maps the new territory.
Mm.
Relationships that nurtures, inspires, and empowers. creativity that carves out the future of our own making. Landmark Forum allows people to create and invent lives beyond what they are previously imagined, to think and act outside the existing the views and limits, to redefine what's possible. Right? Am I really selling this? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Right? You are invited to an introduction of the Landmark Forum. You've got one tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock, right? And you've got one here on the 28th of January as well, right? This is a Black Community Forum as well, right? Now, what you need to do is to register, right?
Mm,
So this one here is on the Zoom, right? You have to register before the 28th of January,
mm,
right? And RSVP is on is to call up CJ on 0783678 right? That
mm.
is 0783678 And if you're outside of the UK, obviously put the +44, leave off the zero, and then you go plus 44 783678 025.
Mm,
Okay, so
mm.
that's for the one on the 28th. As I said, I've got one tomorrow evening.
So
Right,
the
you
one tomorrow
all
evening is
welcome.
your contact details.
Sorry.
The one tomorrow evening is your contact details rather than
Right.
CJ's contact
Okay.
details.
And then tomorrow, let me just get my number up here. I want to give you the correct number. I want to give you the correct number. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Right. Right, it is +44 79490 20633. Right, which is +44 79490 20633. Okay, you can call me on that or message me on there. See the forum on there, and you can come and join us tomorrow. We've got a three hour introduction seminar, right? And you've got the chance to register for the full 3 day seminar. Okay, but you can get a sample of it tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. Right. What do you have to offer, my sister?
So I have nothing like that to offer as yet.
Oh,
Um,
but you was doing a seminar. You was doing a seminar,
yeah,
isn't it? Coming
yeah.
up?
So I've done that seminar.
Oh,
So that seminar was the end of December. So I'm
oh.
setting up some new seminars.
I thought that you had one coming up at the end of this month.
No, that was the end of December.
Okay.
That was 28th of December.
Mm,
So now there's things that I'm working on in the background in terms of organizing an events for August the 8th,
mm,
August the 6th, and in July. So in July and August,
mm,
they are for, in terms of community projects,
mhm,
in terms of Moortown,
mhm,
surrounding Valley, and for August the 8th, that's for seniors who are aging gracefully.
mhm. So
But yeah,
you're doing something for me then.
they're what?
You're doing something for me.
Well, and that's what it is. It's for seniors who are aging gracefully, seniors who, and it's not putting you on the pile to say, okay, you no longer have any use to society. It's recognizing the use you do have for the next generation, the support that you can give, the sharing of the knowledge and the wisdom that you can give, conversations that can be had. Yeah, those are all part of the event in August. So it's gonna be a beautiful event at the Catalonia Hotel in Montego Bay.
Okay. What about the release of your book?
So that's I'm stopping myself. That's going to be around the International Women's Day, which is in end of March. So International Women's Day, sorry, end of February. So International Women's Day is the second week, I believe, of March. So it's going to be before that date. So I am going to be releasing it in the month of February. The challenges that I'm have, because I've written it, it's been written, it's been formatted, everything's been done. It's just waiting for me to make 2 or 3 subtle changes, not in terms of the content, but in terms of the contacts. And then once those have been ironed out, I'll release it. It will be coming out for the 28th of February. So, yeah, I've got the front cover, I've got the everything. So I'll be putting it on my Facebook page. So if anyone wants to just keep up to date in terms of the release, getting also a sneak preview, you can get a sneak preview of what the content is, what the book is. So
will you be releasing that through like Amazon and?
It's going to be on Amazon. That's going to be my hosting page on Amazon. Book publishing, so you can either get the downloadable copy or you can get the
hard copy.
It's called hard copy.
Well done.
So, and on the back of that, I'll be doing presentations, transformational, motivational presentations to support others who have or who are going through those experiences or that experience. So there is a lot happening. I sometimes think to myself, how do I manage? But it's not about me, it's about going out and doing what I can do to help others.
Good luck, change. All right, let's come back in a couple of minutes, and we'll be summarizing, right? So let's come back in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
After this little ditty.
When it comes to real loving, having nice time and good hugging, no one else could make me feel the way I do. Woman, you're really fine. You're about to blow my mind. Everything is gonna be alright. Just hold me tight. Let's reggae tonight. This is love us rock in our J style. This is love us rock in our J style. Whoa, people romancing, some of them dancing. Me and my lady will be Love us rocking, this is love us rock in a genius style. Says this is love us rock in a genius style. Oh, yeah. Oh, nah, yeah. When it comes to real good loving lifestyle and good hugging, no one else could make me feel the way I do, but you, my love. Woman, you're really fine. You're about to blow my mind. Everything is gonna be alright. Just hold me tight. Let's reggae tonight. This is love. Let's rock in a genius style. This is love. Let's rock in a genius style. Whoa. Romancing, some of them dancing. Me and my lady will be lovers rocking. This is lovers rock in a genius style. This is lovers rock in a this style. Yeah. This is lovers rocking. This is lovers rock in a genius style. This is lovers rock. So when I need some loving, this is lovers rock in the fields of loving. Look to the east. Christ in his kingly character. 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 Hello, government say Rasta. Who knows it must be Jaja. Thank goodness I don't have to wonder. I know he is forever. Christ in his kingly character. 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 His foundation is in the holy mountains. Glorious things are spoken of thee, city of the Almighty. He's the living legend of this Iowa. Conquering Lion of tribe of Judah. Christ in his kingly character. 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 Many know the truth and hide it. Anything in your hearts and try to avoid it. But the truth must be revealed. And I know my blood is real. Christ in his kingly character. 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 Christ in his kingly character.
I wonder what he would be doing right now. I know say that he would still be up there with his music and everything still, you know. Knew that. I know that. Garnet Silk. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, man. He would have still been up there, man. But anyhow, footsteps that have been passed down through the years. Yes, my sister. We come for you now. You're not even talking.
We've had some interesting conversations this rising afternoon. I think the forerunner has been intention. The forerunner has been what are we doing as an individual in order to shift that intention, the interactions that we're having with others. So we spoke about it from a planetary point of view and the changes that are happening. And some of our Blacknificent family may be experiencing and or recognizing those changes in of themselves, or just in terms of I can't put my finger in it, I can't explain, and not picking up on what time it is. We've also spoken about, or you played the clip by Brother Akram and him speaking to people, young children, speaking about his experience, sharing his experience, but also sharing the art that with setting intention, all things are possible. But all of that underlines your question is why are we not motivated as a community to progress? So it may be the intention that we don't have. Recognizing, and I say this is my words, we've got from previous leaders, but you're of the opinion that, and to be fair, it's what are we doing now? So the roadmap that they used back in the day worked for them back in the day, or didn't work for them back in the day. But we need to create something for ourselves here and now. So we need to get together as a community. So you're doing a program that encourages you to think about and to work on self. And as you work on self, you will grow. And in that growth, you will see how it can help and support others, but also you gain and gather disciplines that can help with growth. And there's a requirement, a need, a love to share that learning. My understanding is that we are all at different spaces, so learning happens for each of us at different spaces. It doesn't necessarily mean that your learning is more important than my learning, but what it does mean is individually or collectively, we've all got a responsibility because we're all here for a purpose. So as we set our intentions, nothing happens by accident, but as we set our intentions, we can grow as a collective, as a community with a shared value, aim, direction, whereby we can grow and we can progress, whereby it doesn't matter where we are. People, the label that is attached to you won't be English, or it won't be British, or it will be as someone who's part of the community, building this community and within this community, rather than a man-made label that has very little to do with why I'm here and what I'm doing.
Have you got the details of that app that you've downloaded for the star gazing as such?
The one that I downloaded was called, and it is a free app. What one is it? Sorry, I'm just looking it up.
I was looking at the one that I had.
Skyview Light.
Say?
Skyview Light.
Skyview Light.
Yeah, Skyview. Okay. One word, light.
Okay. Right. So if you're looking to have a look at these planetary orbital systems, right? And how far does it go? Does it go right out to the Milky Way and all that business?
Yeah, I'll share with you what I saw yesterday when I pointed my camera. So
just a moment.
No, I've sent it to you.
Okay. Via WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Let's see if I've got it on here. I've got it on
So yesterday when I was out,
here. Okay.
I could see
All right. Okay.
Jupiter
You did a screenshot of what
and
you was.
yeah,
Okay. Very good. Very good quality. Is it Skyview Night? Yeah?
yeah,
Yeah, Skyview Night. And you can get that from, I presume, the Google Play.
yeah. Any of the Play stores.
You can get it from the Google Play. Yeah. Well done. Well done. Very good. Very good. Actually, let me just. There you go. Yeah, very good. Very good quality, that one. I think that's a very good quality. Very good. Yeah. So, don't miss out on it, please, because it's only gonna be here for the next
3
what,
days.
3 days.
Saturday.
Huh?
Up until Saturday is the alignment is actually on Saturday.
Mhm. Right.
So 2
So
days.
have a look at it. Just like Sister Sandra, take your photos and everything else, get your screenshots, print them up, put them up on the wall, and say, "Yeah, I was there."
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, the one thing that I am blessed with at this moment in time is that because there's less light pollution, I can see
Yeah,
some.
exactly. Well, we've got nothing. We've got no. You know how London is already.
However, I would say still point your phone and your camera
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
the
It
app
works. It
will
works that.
pick it up.
Yeah, it works that way. That's the reason why I say to get one of these,
Yeah.
because what happens is that it gives you the planetary positions.
Yes. Yes.
So you might not be interested in astrological readings or anything like that, but it's nice to have a look,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
right?
Curious minds
Yeah, yeah,
stay
yeah,
curious is what I would say.
yeah. Exactly, exactly. And remember, all donkeys taste like chicken. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I just
that
try that one.
was Brother Naya asking I suppose it's a logical question because where he is, there's an element of transport, there's an element of moving people and or goods from one space to another, and what's the easiest or most economical. So
Yeah.
my rationale is if you've got nowhere to tie the donkey and you can't get food easy for the donkey, then you're gonna have to go with the 3-wheeler.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, you've got to have somewhere where you can tie it. I know that I've got neighbors who have got cows and
Mm,
goats. So they will
mm,
always one of them will be walking on a morning, rising
mm,
on an evening, going back. The said goats, the cows, he will move them from one school playing field to another part of the school playing field.
mm,
So the cows will munch the grass quite easily. I don't know what donkeys eat, whether or not they're happy with just grass or whether or not you've got to provide feeding for them, as in a specific quality of grass.
mm.
Once you've worked that out and you've got somewhere to keep them, then yeah, go with the donkeys, what I would say. But if you can't, if you've got nowhere to house it, and then when it's raining, you've got no shelter to provide it with, or so it can run under, catch the little bit of a reduce the breeze, then yeah, stick
Mm.
with the motorized.
Yeah. But yeah, he gave me the opportunity, and I took full advantage of it.
You did. He opened the door and you Yeah. You ran right in.
Huh?
You ran right in when you
Yeah,
were.
man. As I would do. Anyhow, but anyhow, listen, he's doing a very very good job out there, and
Mm.
he's even though he did come and ask me. Ah, oh dear. Ah, well, then again, I was just this man chasing this donkey down. Ah, ah, ah. Oh my! Oh my! Oh, never mind, never mind, never mind. Let me try and cool myself back down there. Ah, brother, now you give me joke here. Yes, anyhow. So those invitations are there for us to come to, right? For higher and different educations as well. It's open to all ages. It is open to all ages, and but obviously the participants, if you're under the age of 18, no, sorry, 16, right? You will need to have your parents to complete the course as well, right? For you to participate in it, right? So even though it's a very very powerful, and we have there's a separate one for teenagers there as well. So but your parents would have to complete the course as well. So, but it's there and it's available. Sister Sandra's will be coming up soon as well. Book released on the couple of months time.
28th of um,
Oh,
28th of February.
28th of February.
28th of February, and International Women's Days the 8th of March.
Okay then.
So I'll be organising some events in person around that time.
Okay then. You'll be online as well.
I'll be online as well.
So there you go. You see, everything I go on, everything I go on, everything I go on. We all moving forward in 2025. Okay, right. So let's not get left behind. Don't get left behind. Right. You want my number again? All right then. All right then. I'll give you my number one more time. Right. You want to message me? Then you can join in onto that course, introduction course tomorrow evening.
Hmm.
Let's say at 6 o'clock. Right. Where I am. Right. It's +4479. Yes. +4479 490 20633. Right. Give it that one more time. +4479 490 20633. Okay. So you can come and join us on there. Right. My sister Sandra, I want to thank you for joining us this strong. I know that it was a little bit later than what we usually have our scheduled, but everything is okay as far as I know from what the results were today and while they were testing. And then we'll again on the next cycle.
Yes, yes,
Okay? Until
definitely.
then, until then, I hope the sun burns those mangoes to them dry and you can't eat them up.
It's the Akis that are coming out now, so
Aki season.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Just finished the
so,
breadfruits. Now I'm looking at the Aki and looking
uh,
at the cherries.
yeah. And I got my tin. I think I got a couple of tins in the cupboard somewhere.
Okay.
Of about it. You see, you hear that laugh? I'm gonna cut her. I'm gonna cut her. I'll see you next week, yeah.
All right. Okay. Stay blessed.
Laughing at my tin of ackee, you know. Lord, Lord, I don't stand a chance. You know, so you're laughing at my tin of ackee. Oh, my God. Please. See you later, yeah.
All right. Then peace.
There are ripples in the stream.
Next up will be our sister, Anna.
All the currents in the wind. Hey, I'm in a state of ecstasy. Oh, so why won't you come to me?
What a situation! Cause the confusion. Can't get the rest of it. Babylon kingdom, yes, it must fall. I catch them behind the wall. Them trying to steal my call. But you know, say you're not done, not gone. No matter how they try, our people, they must survive. Good over evil we pray, and the good Lord, yes, him help us every day. They help us every day. They help us all the way.
Mama Africa, Mama Africa, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Hello, Mama Africa, how are you? I'm feeling fine, and I hope you're fine too. Hello, Mama Africa, how are you? I hope when you